SVG's Jason Dachman here, another episode of SVG Sports Tech On Demand. I have the privilege of being joined by Norman Krebill, VP of Sales for North America for Dimetis. Norman, really appreciate you joining us. Thanks so much. First of all, everybody healthy on your end as of now, at least in your household and with the rest of your team?
Yeah, thanks, Jason. Everybody's doing well. We're kind of adapting to actually one of our kids that was away at college has now come back and is doing online schooling, and we're all dealing with that. But yeah, we're adjusting fine. Thank you.
Good to hear. So let's start out with, for those watching that maybe aren't familiar with you guys, give a little bit of a overview of the company, what you guys provide. Obviously a wide swath of solutions, but just briefly a little description of what you guys do.
Sure. So we provide software for orchestration, management, monitoring, and we can start all the way from contribution sites, the OB vans at stadiums, into the broadcast production facilities, through those, and all the way out to distribution. And we can work with, we're vendor agnostic, so we work with all sorts of different hardware and software packages. So we can manage hardware, apps, and even people resources.
Great. Excellent. So I know you guys have a huge variety of solutions, but give me an idea of maybe just one or two big things that would have been announced at NAB or would have been highlighted at NAB in terms of product enhancements that you'd like to share with our community.
Sure. So one of our software packages is MX Media Exchange. It's media asset management, file management, where we can automate workflows for files. So as you take a file, if you want it to automatically be transcoded into certain formats, distributed to different files, uploaded through some of the fast file management into cloud files, we can do that. One of the enhancements that we've done is we've added a live capture scheduling. So before people could capture a file, schedule a capture of a live broadcast, put it into file, then we could start a workflow process. Now we've added that as part of our software package. So now in a sports production, if you've got, say, an NBA game that you've got to record, you got to make sure that you catch the time before, time after. You want to put it into a file, and at that point you need to transcode it into a format that other people can use, and then you want it to transfer it. So we can take that workflow now from the beginning, all the way from the capture, all the way out to the end to the distribution.
Great.
Utilizing the same software package.
Excellent. Very cool. And the idea behind that is really focused on kind of reducing personnel, workload, resources, being as efficient as possible, I would think is a big part of that, right?
Yeah, so the idea is maybe not to reduce workforce, but to reduce the load on the
Sure.
operators, especially at kind of a fast-paced sports production. You don't want to have an operator trying to manually make these connections, and it's going to reduce operator error, it's going to reduce the operator workload, and it will just automate the processes. So it's very easy to respond during a fast-paced production.
Sure. And look, I mean, we all know that once live production does come back, and it will, of course, in terms of a more studio environment, things are going to look different. And I'm sure that automation is going to be more important than ever, I would think, in terms of broadcast operations.
Yeah, and we found we're actually quite busy right now because of the fact that many of the companies we're dealing with, they're still, they're critical infrastructure. They're still dealing with, even though the live sports has gone down, they're still dealing with data and video transmissions. And the automation part, now that everybody's working at home, has become much more critical for them. It's easier if you've got a group of people in one room and you can start talking to them. If you're trying to manage people that are working remotely, suddenly, the operator error, those types of things are magnified, and the automation really is becoming a key requirement.
Yeah, without the proper organizational infrastructure right now, things can really spin out of control a little bit, I think.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm just curious, as we work through this and as we hopefully get to the other end and there will be live sports again, what role do you guys think that you can play in terms of helping sports media organizations get back online, especially, like you said, when it comes to automation and making sure that they're being as efficient as possible?
So again, we can provide many of the software packages, but also we're adaptable. So oftentimes people say, well, we need this specific workflow. And it may
Right.
not be something that our other customers are using, but it's very specific to them. We will take our software and do customizations quite easily, and it's very common for us to do that type of work. Even develop services that integrate with their existing services. So we can get people up to speed with this automation. We can help them automate certain parts of there where they found they really need that kind of work without having to interrupt the rest of their workflow.
Right. Okay, great. Well, there's going to be a lot of that that's going to be necessary when we get to the other end of this. So, Norman, I really appreciate you taking the time. Thanks so much. Our best to your entire team. And please stay safe, stay healthy.
All right. Thank you very much, Jason.
For more episodes of SVG Sports Tech On Demand, stay tuned to sportsvideo.org and the SVG YouTube channel.